After 50, your hair changes. But most stylists won't tell you the secret techniques that actually work. Today, I'm revealing 7 age-defying haircuts that women swear by, and number 5 is a game changer. Have you ever noticed how some women seem to age backwards? Their secret isn't expensive creams or procedures, it's their hair. The truth is, after 50, your hair texture changes. It thins, it grays. But with the right cut, these changes become your advantage, not your enemy. I've interviewed hundreds of stylists and women who've discovered these transformative techniques. What they've shared will change how you think about your hair forever. Let's dive into the 7 haircuts that consistently take years off women over 50. Haircut number 1, the modern bob with soft layers. First up, the modern bob with soft layers. Not your mother's blunt bob. This is different. The traditional one-length bob. It doesn't work after 50, it looks harsh, severe, aging. The modern bob with soft layers does the opposite. It creates movement, softness, youth. Here's why it works. Soft layers frame your face, drawing attention to your eyes and cheekbones while disguising neck laxity. The movement creates an impression of vitality that instantly reads as youthful. The key is the length. Hitting just at or slightly below the chin creates the perfect face-framing effect. Any shorter emphasizes jowls, any longer loses the lifting effect. This style works beautifully for straight, wavy, or even curly hair. It's particularly magical for women with fine or thinning hair because the layers create the illusion of thickness and body. Jane Fonda has worn variations of this cut for years. Notice how her face always looks lifted. That's not just surgery, it's strategic hair design. Haircut number 2, the Sophisticated Pixie. Next is the Sophisticated Pixie, but not the severe boyish pixie of decades past. Today's youth-boosting pixie has softness around the face and textured layers on top. It's feminine, confident, striking. On mature women, this cut doesn't age you, it showcases you. Here's why it works. By removing heavy hair that can drag down your features, a pixie instantly lifts everything. It draws all attention to your eyes, cheekbones, and smile, your most expressive features. The key is keeping length and softness around the face. The sides should cover the tops of the ears with wispy pieces that can be styled forward to soften the jawline. The top should be long enough to create texture and movement, about 2–3 inches. Ask your stylist for a pixie with longer layers on top and softness around the face. Emphasize that you want texture, not a flat, severe cut. This style works wonderfully for women with fine to medium hair. It's particularly flattering if you have good bone structure or want to emphasize your eyes. Jamie Lee Curtis has perfected this look. Notice how vibrant and youthful she appears? The cut creates that effect by highlighting her best features while creating a modern, confident impression. Haircut number 3, the collarbone lob with face-framing layers. Our third youth-boosting cut is the collarbone lob with face-framing layers. This isn't just any shoulder-length cut. The specific collarbone length creates magic for women over 50. Here's why it works. This length hits at your collarbone, drawing the eye to one of the most elegant parts of a woman's body. The strategic face-framing layers create movement around your face, softening lines and creating the impression of lifted cheekbones. The key is the face-framing layers that start at the chin and blend into the rest of the hair. These aren't chunky, obvious layers. They're subtle, soft, and incredibly flattering. This style works for almost all hair types and face shapes. It's particularly flattering for women who want versatility. It can be worn straight, wavy, or curly, and can be pulled back easily for active days. Sandra Bullock wears this length beautifully. Notice how it softens her face while still looking sophisticated? That's the power of this strategic length and layering technique. If you're enjoying these transformative haircut secrets, you'll love what's coming next. we're about to explore my favorite youth-boosting cut that works for every face shape and hair type. Take a moment to subscribe so you don't miss our weekly style advice designed specifically for women in their prime years. Haircut number 4, the textured shag with curtain bangs. Now for a surprising comeback, the modern textured shag with curtain bangs. This isn't the severe mullet-like shag from the 70s. Today's version is softer, more sophisticated, and incredibly youth-enhancing. Here's why it works. The layers throughout create volume at the crown, exactly where women over 50 tend to lose it. The curtain bangs sweep across the forehead, disguising lines while drawing attention to the eyes. The key is the curtain bangs that part in the middle and sweep to each side, framing your face like a portrait. They should hit just at or below the eyebrow and blend seamlessly into the layers. Ask your stylist for a textured shag with layers that create volume at the crown and curtain bangs that can be styled away from the face. Emphasize that you want a modern, soft interpretation, not a retro look. This style works beautifully for straight, wavy, and especially curly hair. It's perfect for women who want volume and movement with relatively low maintenance. Halle Berry has embraced versions of this cut, and it consistently makes her look decades younger than her age. The movement and texture create a youthful energy that's impossible to ignore. Haircut number 5, the layered mid-length cut with side-swept bangs. Our 5th haircut is the game changer I promised, the layered mid-length cut with side-swept bangs. This is the most universally flattering cut for women over 50. It works for every face shape, every hair texture, and every lifestyle. Here's why it works. The mid-length, between chin and shoulders, provides versatility while the layers create movement and volume. The side-swept bangs are the secret weapon. They instantly create the illusion of lifted cheekbones while softening forehead lines. The key is the strategic layering that starts at the cheekbones and continues throughout, creating movement without removing too much weight. The side-swept bangs should blend seamlessly into these layers. This style works for literally everyone. Fine hair. The layers create volume. Thick hair. The layers remove bulk. Round face. The length elongates. Square face. The layers soften angles. Julia Roberts exemplifies this cut perfectly. Notice how her face always looks lifted and youthful? The side-swept bangs and strategic layers create that effect consistently. Haircut number 6, the soft blunt cut with invisible layers. Our 6th youth-boosting haircut is the soft blunt cut with invisible layers. This isn't your typical one-length cut. The invisible layers make all the difference. Here's why it works. The overall blunt perimeter creates the impression of thickness and health, crucial after 50 when hair typically thins. The invisible layers create movement without sacrificing the strength of the blunt line. The key is the technique used to create those invisible layers. They're cut vertically into the hair rather than horizontally, creating movement without obvious layer lines. The length can vary from chin to below shoulders, depending on your preference. This style works beautifully for fine to medium hair that needs to appear thicker. It's particularly flattering for women with oval or long face shapes. Jennifer Aniston has relied on variations of this cut for decades. Notice how her hair always looks thick and healthy. The soft, blunt cut creates that impression consistently. Haircut number 7, the modern layered crop. Our final youth-boosting haircut is the modern layered crop, shorter than a bob, but longer than a pixie. This isn't a traditional shortcut. It's specifically designed to flatter mature faces. Here's why it works. The crop removes weight that can drag down features while the strategic layers create height and movement. The result is an instant visual lift to the entire face. The key is keeping length at the crown for height while tapering the sides to flatter the jawline. The nape should be closely cropped for a clean, elegant line. Ask your stylist for a layered crop with length and volume at the crown, softness around the face, and a clean nape. The top should be long enough to style with movement, about 2 to 4 inches. This style works wonderfully for women with fine to medium hair and good bone structure. It's particularly flattering for active women who want a sophisticated but low-maintenance style. Sharon Stone has worn this cut beautifully. Notice how it emphasizes her cheekbones and eyes while creating a modern, confident impression. That's the power of this strategic crop. We've covered the 7 most youth-boosting haircuts, but knowing the cut is only half the battle. Next, I'll share the 3 crucial questions you must ask your stylist to ensure you actually get the flattering cut you want. If you're finding this helpful, please tap that like button. It helps more women discover these transformative techniques. How to communicate with your stylist. Having the right haircut name isn't enough. You need to communicate effectively with your stylist to get the results you want. Here are 3 questions that ensure success. First, ask, what modifications would make this cut most flattering for my face shape? This question acknowledges your stylist's expertise while ensuring the cut is customized to your specific features. Second, ask, how should this cut be styled for maximum youth-boosting effect? The styling makes a tremendous difference. A great cut styled poorly won't deliver the results you want. Third, ask, what products do I need to maintain this look at home? Professional styling products aren't just a sales pitch. They're often essential to recreating the flattering effect you see in the salon. Bring photos, but be specific about what you like in each image. Is it the overall shape, the way it frames the face, the texture? Clear communication creates better results. Common mistakes to avoid. Now, let's talk about the 3 most aging hair mistakes women over 50 make. First, choosing a cut that worked in your 30s. Your face and hair have changed. Your cut needs to change too. Second, going too short all over. Strategic shortness works, but uniform shortness can emphasize every line and imperfection. Third, avoiding layers completely. One-length hair creates a harsh line that draws attention to neck and jawline aging. The most youth-boosting cuts all share certain elements: movement, softness around the face, and strategic framing of your best features. How to style for maximum youth-boosting effect. The right styling techniques multiply the youth-boosting effect of these cuts. For all these styles, volume at the crown is essential. Use a volumizing mousse on damp roots and blow dry with your head upside down for natural-looking lift. Soft movement around the face creates a flattering frame. Use a medium-sized round brush to create gentle curves that open up your face rather than flat, straight sections that can look harsh. Finally, embrace texture. Perfectly smooth hair can look aging after 50. A little texture, whether through waves, curls, or just tousled movement, creates a more youthful, modern impression. Remember, your hair should look touchable, not stiff. Flexible hold products create the most natural, flattering finish. Which of these youth-boosting haircuts would you try? Or have you already discovered one that takes years off your appearance? Share your experience in the comments below. Your insight might be exactly what another woman needs to hear. If you found this helpful, please subscribe for more beauty and style advice, specifically designed for women in their prime years. Let me know in the comments if you'd like me to share next week 5 hair color techniques that instantly brighten your complexion and take years off your appearance.